All right. We have Pastor Kent Hovind, April the 23rd, and I always like to remind everyone, Pastor Hovind, of how many days we got till the trial. So if I go to my countdown timer, we have 24 days, 22 hours, and 49 minutes until May the 18th at 8 o'clock in the morning. So just to kind of remind everybody where we are, we do have Bible questions. A lot have come in over the past day or so. Pastor Hovind, this one is from Roger, and Roger writes, my name is Roger from Michigan. My 9-year-old daughter named Kayla has been watching some of your videos. I'm also watching your videos, so she gained interest. Just tonight, we talked about your current situation. She said, Dad, I can't believe they want to keep him in prison just because he tells the truth. If a rock married a soup, you wouldn't get a noodle. You wouldn't even get a noodle. She's been going to a Bible-believing Baptist church her whole life, and the public schools aren't going to indoctrinate her. She says thanks for the good videos, and that's from Roger in Michigan.
Well, thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. And tell Kayla, congratulations on making it up to 9. You can tell her I was 9 for a whole year one time. I was actually supposed to be 10, but I was sick for 2 years when I was 3 and a half, and they had to hold me back. They don't do that anymore. They just pass kids on ahead. So congratulations. And if she believes all that, I've got a bridge I want to sell her. I'm just kidding, of course. Anyway, if I can be any help, Kayla, let me know. There's plenty of atheists out there who believe they came from a rock, and their rock married the soup and turned into a noodle. I mean, they really believe this dumb stuff, and somebody has to teach them the truth. So join the army. We'd love to have you, and I'll be glad to supply the bullets if you want to get out there and fight against that stupid idea. But count me in if you have any questions I can help on. Thank you. All right, bye.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Hovind. All right, Pastor Hovind, the next question comes in from Connor. And Connor writes, Hi, Kent. I was debating my atheist uncle last night, and he put forward something that I didn't have an answer for and really caught me off guard. He said, God knows everything. What's going to happen to someone before it even happens. So what happens to someone who hasn't accepted Christ, but he would have eventually accepted him in 10 years' time, but dies before he gets the chance to? Does he go to hell? What he was saying was God knows that eventually he would have came to accept Christ in his lifetime, but he died before he got the chance to. This question left me completely frozen, and I wasn't able to give an answer to this apart from God would give this person the benefit of the doubt because God knows he would have eventually came to accept Jesus. What are your views on this, Pastor Hovind?
Well, that's a tough question. No question about it, but that's not a reason to reject the salvation of Jesus Christ. Why on earth would you turn down your own salvation on a hypothetical question about somebody else's salvation? That would be silly. Yeah, God knows everything. That doesn't mean he controls everything. He could. He's God, but he's chosen to give us control of our lives, at least for this short 6,000-year span of history. And this entire 6,000 years of human history will be nothing compared to eternity. So, yes, God does know, and God knows probably if he kept waiting, more and more people could be saved, but more and more millions would be lost because they're probably being born faster into cultures that do not hear the gospel than they are being saved. So I think we're losing the war. At some point, you have to cut your losses and run. And so, I can't answer the question. Of course, nobody can, but I would say that would be a dumb reason for him to go to hell because he has a hypothetical question that he doesn't understand. What if 2 seconds after he dies, he goes to hell and God says, well, here's the answer to your question. Oh, okay. Well, then it's too late. I mean, like, hello. What if there is a good answer that just nobody's thought of or God just hasn't revealed or something, and we don't see it until we get to eternity? I don't know the answer to that, but I think it'd be worth pondering. And again, I think you'd be a fool to go to hell for a hypothetical question like that. All right, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Pastor Hovind. The next question comes in from Rick, and Rick writes,
This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
Hope you're having a blessed day, Brother Hovind. Question, what are the attributes of God? Our pastor taught that if only one of his many attributes were missing, it would nullify his deity. For example, were he not eternal, he could not be God. For God would have to eternally exist in order to be God, etc. Praying for your soon release, Rick.
Thank you. Good question. Most people, there are whole books written on this topic, the attributes of God. In other words, what is attributed to him? What is he like? He is omniscient, meaning he knows everything. He's omnipotent. He's all-powerful, from the word potent. He's omnipresent, meaning he's everywhere present. He's everywhere at the same time. He is eternal. If God were limited in any way, he would not be God. If God were limited by time, space, or matter, he would not be God. This is not 2015 in heaven. There is no time. He's outside of time. God can right now look at 2015 or 2016 or 2000 BC. He sees all time at the same time. That, of course, won't fit in my little brain, but I can state those words and try to wrap my little brain around it, but he claims he's eternal. So I believe it. I think he would have to be. If he was limited by the clock or by the calendar, then he's not God. The clock is God. And so the attributes of God, in other words, what is he like? Those are the things that, at least they're revealed to us in the Bible, that he is eternal, omnipresent, omnipotent, etc. Does that mean I can understand him? Oh, absolutely not. I can read it, I can believe it, but I cannot understand it. I think when we get to heaven, we probably will. Like, oh, wow, that's how, wow, cool. But right now, I'm still puzzling over it. So, yes, I agree with your pastor that if he did not have those attributes, he would not be God. If God could not be in all places at one time, then space would be God, or matter would be God, which is what the evolutionists believe, that matter can create everything, which is silly, but that's what they believe. So no, I have an eternal God who's outside of time, space, matter, who created them in that order, by the way, in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, time, God created the heavens, space, and the earth, matter. And they have to...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And we've talked about that several times before on other previous programs. All right, thank you for the question.
All right, no, thank you, Pastor Hovind. If you like, I can try to get out the next question if you have time to call back.
Sure, go ahead. What's the question?
All right, it's from Connie Muna. I don't know if that's a man or a woman. Ezekiel 10 goes into a long description with angels about wheels, wheels within wheels, wheels with eyes. What do you think the wheels are symbolized? And I apologize, Connie Muna is a little bit, that's a wonderful name. I just never heard that name before. So look forward to your response on that when you call back, Pastor Hovind.
Okay, I'll call right back.
Okay, thank you. All right, Connie Muna, I hope you'll forgive me. I don't mean to be insulting whatsoever. I've just never heard that name before, and I don't know if that's a male or female, but we love the questions. Thank you for sending in the questions, and we'll look forward to Pastor Hovind's response when he calls back. God bless everyone.